Dominic, it's so nice that you happened to be visiting while
Of
we were
course.
doing this project. And you are Gloria's grandson.
Yep.
She mentioned that you had found yourself in her sculpture.
Oh,
Can
yes.
you demonstrate that?
Well, she showed it to me earlier because it's the first time I saw this specific one. Because she showed me some of the other ones like through pictures and whatnot, but she showed me this one, and she kind of showed me on the back that there's the faces of all of us, or my grandchildren at least, and I was able to recognize my brothers first actually, because the top row here is all my brothers and me, and then when I finally got to the last one here, I was like, oh, that's me right there, and I think that was very
Aw.
neat because she's kind of like done a duplication of my haircut and whatnot, and she's kind of done my brother Vincent, James, Joe,
Oh,
and then
let me zero in on
yes.
that. So show me, point to your brothers.
So this is Vincent,
Uh-huh.
James, and
Oh,
then Joe. It is in ascending order, so this is youngest to oldest over here.
let me see Joe. Turn the.
Oh yes, with his flat cap, he usually wears like an Irish flat cap,
I love
and she
it.
kind of incorporated that inside of it. So I think that was
And
really cool.
and below Joe, who is that?
This is gonna be my cousin Sebastian, I do believe, and then these are my two other cousins right here.
What are their names?
This is Jeremy.
Uh-huh.
And then this is Mateo, I do believe.
Yes.
And then on the front are the two
Daughters,
daughters.
yes.
And what are their names?
Lilia, I don't know which one is Lily.
Which one's
The
Lilia?
oldest is Lilia.
Lilia, and then
Delaney
Delaney.
And
yeah.
Delaney.
is
Oh,
the
wow.
youngest girl.
That's a labor of love, is it not? 3.
Let me tell you what I know about this photograph of my mom. Obviously, if you look at the license plate, it's South Dakota. It's a car license plate in South Dakota. And in this photograph, she was 17 years old. And look how cute her hair was, her style of that time. It was in the 40s. And the thing is, her being 17, she had just met my dad, who was in the service. He was in the military service in Hot Springs, South Dakota, and that's where they met. They actually met going to a canteen dance. And he thought my mom was the most beautiful girl he had ever seen. And actually, he went home to his hometown in Connecticut and broke it off with the hometown gal and came back and married my mom. They knew each other all of 3 months.
And why is she sticking her tongue out?
She's probably teasing him.
Gloria, your mother's hometown was Denver, Colorado. So what was she doing at age 17 in South Dakota?
Her mom, Susie, my grandmother, sent my mom, Josephine, that was my mom's name, sent her to South Dakota to live on the Pine Ridge Reservation to care for her grandmother. So, of course, she had a little job on the reservation, but her main reason being there, she cared for the great grandmother that lived there.
And in the photograph, which of the figures is your great grandmother?
Well, if you look at the photograph, my grandma, Susie, is on the left, and her mother, which I'm not too sure what her name was, the great grandmother, was sitting next to her on the right. Cut.
No, say it. No, we're not cutting. Go ahead.
Cut. I will do
No,
better.
okay, then I'll ask the question.
I will do better. I'm off track.
You're fine. I was going to ask you,
Okay.
did you intend to show your work, in a gallery, or what was your idea?
See, I still think that that's too far down. I would like to say I love this community, and one of the best things that I see in this community, there was an art school. and to be retired and finally have time to do artwork. And I found this Bonita Art School, and I discovered a clay class that I could make my little storytellers. And I was given the opportunity to do what I felt I want to do. It wasn't a lesson, it was something I created and had vision for. And so that's when I did all these little art pieces. And then I got the opportunity. They had a members exhibit, and I thought, okay, it's a members, I'm a member, and it's whatever level you are. And I submitted them, and they were accepted. They didn't win an award, but they got honored in our members brochure.
Cut.
It's not what I want to say.
Dominic,
Yes.
I'd just like to know something from your point of view about your grandmother. It could be anything, actually.
I would like to just kind of encapsulate that she's very kind of like entrepreneur-ish in like the way that she's just kind of always pursuing new things. And I think that's kind of like displayed onto my side of the family, at least, or actually her entire side of the family, very, very well. Because she's kind of always been on some new adventure, whether it's like business, like through hairstyling, or art, like with these storytellers and whatnot. And that's kind of, I think, left an impact on her children. Like her daughter, which is my mother, started her own hairstyling business when she was younger. And then her sons, which are my uncles, they've gone on to like go live in New York and Baltimore, and just kind of, it's really kind of, I think, left an imprint on the family of just kind of go do what you would want, go be like whatever you want to be. And I think that's really impactful, that what she's done to our family.
Oh, thank you, Dominic. I would have to agree with you. I have known your mother for a few years, and she's definitely a go-getter. Would you agree with that?
I'm going to be on my next adventure very soon.
Beautiful.